My thanks right now to Elk Grove native and driver of the number 42 car in NASCAR, Elk Grove's Kyle Larson. Kyle, thank you so much for joining us here. And I know it's not face-to-face. I mean, I guess it is face-to-face, but not in person like we're kind of used to. But I really appreciate you joining us in this strange times for you, for everyone. How's things going with you and your family?
Yeah, it's I don't know, it's been obviously crazy, not racing when we typically would be, but at the same time, I've kind of taken this time to have a lot of fun and enjoy my time at home with my family because as everybody knows, I'm always off racing. Even in our off season, I go to New Zealand and Australia, and I stay busy. I really only have from the 2.5-3 months we have off. I usually only take 2 weekends off in that time, because I'm always racing. So it's just kind of been like my off season so far, and I've definitely enjoyed it. The weather's been pretty good too, so just been outside a lot, trying to house and around our shop, and just enjoyed it. It's weird to think that I could have fun not racing, but it's only been a few weeks of it, so check back in another few weeks. I bet I'll be going crazy.
And I know you're kind of one of the fortunate people that sometimes has your family with you on some of these stops. Are they going stir crazy as well? Do they kind of miss kind of the week-to-week stuff for them?
I think the same thing goes for, at least for Caitlin. I think she enjoys having me around home more often, even throughout the week. Where a lot of times I feel like I'm busy, gone at the NASCAR shop or golfing or whatever, or just gone traveling. Where now we can't travel or anything, so I'm at home every day. I'm here for dinner every night. We can't go out and eat, so we're eating together every night, which is cool. Cooking. I've never really cooked before, and I've tried to figure out how to grill some food, so that's been fun. And then the kids too. I think they're enjoying it also. Not traveling all the time. I think it stresses them out here and there. I bought Owen a go-kart recently, so we've been taking that out to get some laps, and I've had a blast with that. It's been a lot of fun and cool to see him, have some natural talent. It's been pretty sweet. So the whole thing has been, honestly, in the 3 or 4 weeks it's been now, it's been really refreshing and a lot of fun.
Yeah, you mentioned natural talent. Geez, I wonder where he gets that at.
Yeah, no, it's something I thought about. It's pretty interesting. He's at a racetrack just about every week, and you think he might not be paying attention, but obviously he is because he knows the right lines to run already, and you can talk to him, and he understands what you're trying to say. Which anything else I try to talk to him about, he doesn't pay attention or even know what I'm trying to tell him. But when it comes to driving a race car, so far he's been really good and listening.
How old is he again? I mean, is he younger, older than when you started?
He turned 5 in December. So, honestly, when I started racing when I was 7, but we still had a little go-kart that I would play around in about the same age. So whenever we do get back racing, he will be racing sooner than I would have. But yeah, we still gotta calm him down a little bit. He's not scared at all when he's out there. So I'm afraid that he'll crash some people. And, I think just the procedure side of things, he needs to learn, or we need to teach him some more, as far as, how to read the board and figure out where you line up and all that little stuff that you don't really think about. You just always really think about how to go fast and turn left. But I think, when you're a 5-year-old, you need to teach them all the other stuff too.
I think that's awesome too. I mean, when you talk about, there's always people who are ready to follow in your footsteps. You followed in the footsteps of others. And I think one of the things, we forget about is just the experiences it is for some of these youngsters that follow in your footsteps. And here you've already got your own family member, your own son to do it. And it's interesting because I wonder if you can look back at the time where you first were on the track, and like you said, he hasn't experienced his first wreck, what that will feel and look like, and how that might play a toll going forward. I mean, all those little benchmarks that you set along the way, those have got to be kind of fun to kind of play out.
Yeah, for sure. it's all stuff that he's going to go through. So I know he's excited to pass his first car and all that. He's been out there with other kids, and he's to the point, to the speed now where it's tough for them to pass him. But it frustrates him when he does get passed, which is cool, to see his competitiveness and his, how he wants to get better. So, yeah, that stuff's cool. And I actually do want him to crash soon, because I think he needs to learn that crashing is not good and it hurts. So, I don't want him to seriously crash, but I want him to crash enough where it spooks him a little bit. So it'll calm him down and keep him from trying to, crash people in video games or just, yeah, it's just, crashing's not good. I'm trying to teach him that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Kyle Larson, I really appreciate you coming on. I'm going to get to the iRacing stuff in a second, but I know during this time when we're all quarantined, like you said, it's just, some people might look at you and look at this great racer and celebrity and in the sporting world, but when you're hunkered down at the house, you're just like everyone else. I know it's like the ultimate, I guess, equalizer for everyone. For you, how do you pass the time? I mean, I know you got the family. We talked about Owen in the go-kart that he has, but any TV series? I know I've been following you on social media. I know you got into Tiger King pretty good, like everyone else.
Yeah, Caitlin, she watched Tiger King, a few days before I started it, and she's like, "Yeah, it's really good. It's a little weird, but it's good." I was like, "All right, I'll try it just because, whatever. What else am I gonna do?" So I watched the beginning, the first couple episodes. I was like, "All right, maybe I can get through this thing," and then the third and fourth episode, I was like, "All right, it's starting to get good," and then the rest of it really sucked. And I honestly didn't even want to finish it, but I was like, well, I'm already more than halfway through, so I'll finish it. And then the last couple nights I started Ozark season 3, so I'm 3 episodes through that, and I love Ozark, all the seasons. So I'm really excited to get through that. I've heard the last episode's really good, so definitely gonna watch that over the next few days. Been watching the driven F1 stuff, here and there, which they do an amazing job with that show, or whatever you want to call it. So those are the 3 that I've been watching. Need to find some more though. I'm not typically into like stuff that's not real. So, or that is like fantasy stuff. So everybody's been trying to tell me to get into Game of Thrones and watch that. And, I think, we'll see how long this quarantine stuff lasts, but I might dig into that a little bit and learn about what's all going on. I watched a few episodes on the way to Australia, and it was definitely good. Definitely raunchy, the first few episodes, but, a lot of people watch it. So I want to join that bandwagon and at least be able to have a conversation about that show.
Yeah, I'm with you on Ozark and Tiger King. And by the way, Ozark, I'm the guy that's like, I have to put it off. I have to like savor it. So if I watch one, I can't binge all the way through because it's going to go by too fast. So as a result, I haven't even started it, and it's like my favorite show.
Yeah, I try to do 2 episodes a day, 3 at max, when I'm watching a new show. But yeah, I only watched 1 episode the first night, and then I watched 2 last night, and I was falling asleep. So I was like, well, I want to be sharp for the next couple episodes. So we'll probably watch 2 more tonight, at least 2 more tonight.
Awesome. That's awesome. This iRacing stuff, I mean, I know it's a great way for you guys to pass the time and kind of, give race fans out there something to watch in this crazy time. How have you kind of taken to it? Have you been pleased with the results? Do you like the popularity of it? Is there things you don't like? I mean, how do you kind of look at this whole thing for you guys?
No, I definitely think it's been great. There's a lot of stuff I like about it, getting us all together and putting on a show for our fans who are dying to see us race or just see some sort of sports on TV. So I think, that's cool where NASCAR stood out among all sports, really, is that we can still produce something that we're doing, that's really close to real life. So that's been cool. I I don't want to spend the time throughout the week to try and get really good at it. So, that's where my results kind of suffer from it. I just, you look at a guy like William Byron, who's ran iRacing, gosh, for a lot of hours every day, for the last, gosh, probably 10 years. I'm just guessing close to 10 years, where I was a little bit like him growing up, or not growing up, but, when I was a teenager, and then I kind of, got into other stuff and all that. And it's tough. iRacing, you think that the good drivers would be good on iRacing, but then there's also so many tricks that you need to learn to be faster. Little stuff like your wheel settings and doing burnouts on pit road before qualifying. Like that's all the stuff a guy like William Byron, who's ran on there for so long, he knows all those tricks where I don't, and I don't really care to spend that time to learn it all and get better. So it's been a lot of fun. I just don't want it to take over my life at the same time.
I've caught a little bit of them, most of them on replay, because at the time I'm always working. I'm one of those people working from home at the moment, but they've been really interesting to watch. And I kind of saw this last one, and I know there was a moment with you and Andrew Suarez that got a lot of attention. I mean, is it just what happened there? I mean, is that almost the equivalent of throwing the controller?
Yeah, no, I got pissed off for sure. But no, it's just, I was running up front, and me and another guy got together, kind of a racing incident, and I got a little bit of damage, and you get a couple of resets, where you can get a new car. Well, it was early in the race, so I wanted to save those. So I was just riding around in the back with damage, and Daniel spun me out. I mean, we're running like almost last, and I got, spun out, and then lost 2 laps from it. So my race was basically over, so I was going to end his race too. So yeah, I mean, I was in the moment mad, and honestly too, if it probably wasn't anybody but Daniel Suarez, I probably wouldn't have intentionally crashed them. But seeing what he did the week before, I was like, all right, well, if he feels he can do it to other people intentionally, I'm going to do it to him intentionally. So I get along with Daniel, off the track. He's probably one of the nicest guys in our sport. He's always got a smile on his face. So, I enjoy being around him. I just got mad yesterday. He probably shouldn't have. It's just a game. But Bristol also is a track that I like a lot and like on that game, and was running good. And I felt like, he had a good part in ruining my day. So I went ahead and ruined his.
No, I think that's awesome. I mean, I'm in the minority. I'm not I think you know me well enough. I'm not the most top race fan in the world, but it's something like me. It's something relatable. Everyone's gotten mad at a video game a time or two, and look, the important thing to remember, it's not real, and the fact that you take more risks, I would imagine, playing a video game than you would in real life. So yeah. It brings a little fun to it. I thought that was great.
Yeah, like I would never do that in real life, knowing that I could hurt each of us, if I did something stupid like that, wrecking them intentionally. So yeah, on a video game, you could do stuff like that. Real life, no, I would do it more unintentionally, I guess, not look so blatant, but yeah, no, we'll move on from it. And it's nice that Easter's coming up, and I'll skip whatever race they got going this week just so I can spend more time with my family on Sunday, and then probably get back into it in a couple weeks.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I know you shouted out another local kid up here, Logan Phoebe, who won on Saturday, trying to get him to come into the Sunday race. Did you make any headway? I mean, was it possible for him to maybe latch on to some of these future races? And just what did you make of his week?
No, everything was pretty silent after my tweet. Logan though, he's actually been in the iRaces that I've ran, the NASCAR ones. You can log in as somebody's crew chief, and so he's been my crew chief in all the iRacing NASCAR races that I've done. So anytime we come down pit road, he's making all the selections on there, whether we're taking fuel or tires or not. Clicking the fast repair things. So he's got a lot of experience, and he's one of the top oval iRacers on there. So yeah, I can go to him for a lot of tips and information on how to be better.
What do you make of just the success he's had? I mean, pretty bright future he has ahead for himself.
Yeah, no, I thought he did a great job the last couple of years with Keith Coons, and obviously, winning a championship and winning a bunch of races. Yeah, I was kind of shocked. I still am shocked that Toyota and Keith, got rid of him. His road to getting back into really good cars, I think, will be tougher now. But he's young, he's got a lot of talent, and he'll still win a lot of races. And I get, he is in a really good nomming sprint car, but as far as, midgets and other opportunities, kind of went downhill since he got let go from their team. But I'm a big Logan Phoebe fan. I've always do my part to, pump his name out there, when I can. So I want to see him succeed. I think, I've told people, that look at me or Christopher Bell the last handful of years coming up before we got to NASCAR. I tell every one of them that Logan is right there with us too. So that's where I was just really shocked that they let him go. I think they'll pay for it a little bit. I don't think they'll get the results this year like they had in the past with Logan.
I got you. And then as we kind of wrap up here, I just a few more for you. I know you're kind of like everyone else. I would imagine that there's times that go by and you kind of wonder what the future holds. How do you kind of approach just with everything with the coronavirus? Is it something that you try to escape from and just kind of, hey, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it? Or I know some people are just on cable news all the time. How do you kind of balance that for yourself?
Yeah, I try to escape from it, not pay too much attention about it. But I kind of just let my, management team kind of do the worrying and position things to where I'm in a okay spot for right now. And hopefully when it turns around, the financial side of things and all that, gets better, we're in a good spot. So it's nobody knows, how much longer this is going to last. So I think that's what's got everybody worried and all that. So hopefully, we keep, as a whole, as Americans, do a good job of staying, doing their social distancing and all that, and just trying to end this as quickly as we can, just so life in general can just get back to normal.
How often have you been playing golf?
Dude, I haven't played. I've played. Let's see. We went down to Jupiter, Florida, a few weeks ago. I think it was. Gosh, it was before maybe or right after. Before maybe they canceled Atlanta, or right after. I don't know. And then I played one other time since then. So really only one time in the last probably 3 weeks. So it's tough to even get a tee time where I'm at because everybody's golfing. I went to try and book a tee time for a couple days from now, and we're booked all week at our local golf course. So even if I wanted to golf, it's just hard right now.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I know out here we're blessed with so many golf courses around, and Hagen Oaks, got the driving range. It's open so late. It's been a blessing for a lot of people. But yeah, I got to imagine if I don't come out with my golf game, out of this period with my golf game looking a little bit better, I'm going to be very disappointed. How about yours? Is yours improved from where you've been?
So I was just getting back into it pretty heavy, before all this happened, and I went from like low 90s. I progressed really quickly. So, like midpoint of, late summer last year, I was like a low to mid 80s guy, like every time. And then I started getting worse. Then I was back down to the 90s. And so that's where I kind of rode for a while. I would be low 90s every time. And then all of a sudden I went to like high 80s. And then, I shot a 77. We actually played at Jupiter. We played at Michael Jordan's course there. And I shot my best, a 77. And then the next or a few days later, we came back home. I shot like an 82 or 3. So I was like, all right, I'm happy where my game's at. And then boom, this all happened, and I haven't golfed. I can't just go to the driving range either. I just find that too boring for me. So I haven't golfed at all, and really though I've been enjoying myself doing other things where I just I don't really have the want or the need to go play golf right now. I'm just having fun, hanging out with family and hanging out with the guys at our sprint car shop.
Unmute myself there. Lastly, just real quick, I mean, I know you're a California kid. You got a lot of family still in this area. I know you're probably checking up on them quite a bit. Just what are they telling you about their experience here in Elk Grove and the Sacramento area as they kind of go through the whole thing as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a lot like what we're doing here, just nothing really, just hanging out at home. Caitlin and I and the kids, we were going to plan to come out there this week or next week, but it just sounds like it's getting a little too crazy. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to travel at all until everything starts sounding like it's going to get better. But, I wanted to go out there and see my family and see, her family and all that, but it's just it doesn't seem safe right now. So gonna hang out here in North Carolina and FaceTime the grandparents when we can, and just enjoy this nice weather. It's been pretty good. It's gonna get warm here soon, so we'll get the boat out on the lake.
Well, it sounds like you got it all figured out. It sounds fun. Kyle, I really appreciate you joining us here. As we part ways here, anything you want to say to your fans out here in the Sacramento area?
Yeah, no, just you guys, and I look forward to racing out in front of you all again, whether it be on TV or in person. So just stay strong, stay safe, and we'll see you guys soon.
And I think you mentioned it, the next iRace coming up this weekend?
Yeah, I think they're going to put one on Easter Sunday. It looked like at Daytona, but I'm 50-50, but I'll probably most likely skip it just because it's Easter Sunday. I don't want to spend 3 or 4 hours of my day sitting in front of my computer.
Totally understand. As someone who's basically having to do that the entire time this thing is going on for work. So I appreciate you, man. Be well, be safe, and I look forward to catching up with you very soon.
Yep. Thank you. See ya.
See ya. Thanks.